OTT that a third party really pays for it is that when a consumer downloads an app, they do it through App Store, and Apple gets a cut. So, so those are some of the known ones. So which one to go for in this particular context? There are various different considerations, and this is really where we're going to take you through some of our thought and ending up in a place where we think that the industry should focus right now, which also aligns with some of the work that we're involved in. Now, a criteria here to consider is, of course, well, what is the revenue opportunity? What is actually delighting the consumer? What are they susceptible to? What would they pay for? What's a good experience for them? It's also what aligns with the brand image. What kind of monetization would go well with the brand and the brand promise that we have? And then on the other hand, what's the time to market is often very, very tricky. Digital services, the digital market moves fast, and with that's not necessarily the case for SOP life cycles and so forth. So what's the feasibility of how to do it? And then considering short-term, mid-term, long-term, where to put the emphasis. I think the consumer pays for it is well integrated. We all know that. Whether it's the upselling packages or the upgrades, or whether it's third-party services like Sirius FM, map services, and Pandora. So what we think we should focus on and what we want to talk about is really the third-party pays for it.
Yeah, Joachim, thank you for the nice introduction. I would like to talk about a short-term recommendation, which is explore advertising. Why advertising? From our point of view, it's really a low-hanging fruit, so the technology is already there. Most of the connected cars are capable to show advertisements in the car, so it can be done with existing technology. And we are pretty sure that the relevance will increase with autonomous cars, so everything you learn today while exploring advertising will bring you in a good position when the autonomous vehicles will be on the street. Here's one nice looking example how we don't think advertisement in the car should look like. So this is really distracting, will annoy the customer, so this is what we really don't think how advertisements in the car should look like. If we talk about ads in the car, in a connected car, we mean really to create an added value for customers with the awareness of the context and really provide an added value for this. So many people think, oh, ads in the car, that will be crazy. But we already found some studies about this, and there's already acceptance for free service in the car which are ad financed, especially in emerging markets, but you can see it also in the classical car maker market. You will find acceptance for free ad financed services in the car. So how we do that, how we do make this work in the car? First of all, we should think about, is there a problem? Is there really a problem? So basically customers, people are really interested in advertisements. So they want to get known of new products, new services. So this is not a problem. The interesting thing in the car is that we have a really defined context when we're talking about ads. So we know where he or she is going, where he or she is coming from, how long is he sitting in the car, and maybe some additional data from our customer relation management systems. So we guess that this can really result in outstanding engagement rates, which is pretty interesting. So the Holy Grail comes nearer in this case. So what do we have to do? We think we should follow some rules. For the very beginning, every offering you place in the car has to create an added value for the customer every single time. If there's no added value, so if you do only page impressions or whatever, the customer will simply ignore it, gets annoyed, will deactivate it. So there should be always added value. What could be an added value is, for example, imagine you're on a long distance ride. For 3 hours you're sitting in the car. So the car recommends you, take a break. You have to get some energy or refuel your tank because you won't make it to your destination. So it recommends a gas station, whatever, and you can also get a free coffee there. So this is an added value for the customer, that's easy, but it's also attractive for the advertiser in this case who has the shop. He can give you a free coffee and offer more services like food, car wash, you name it. So this could be really interesting for the advertiser because he's willing to pay for this to get those new customers. You can also imagine to offer some more OEM-like service, like function-on-demand service, like adaptive cruise control. The customer is already in a traffic jam. Activate the cruise control for him and see how he's reacting. So it's always important to create this added value with a relevance. So it's not only what you offer, but also when you offer and where to offer. So this is really important, the relevance for the customer, because otherwise the customer gets annoyed. You should not offer a coffee voucher for every Starbucks you pass at the highway.